one of our deceivers once lived in a haunted house without knowing. You can tell us who you think it is by voting along in the chat. Let's find out who's telling the truth and who is a chump. Welcome to Chump, everybody, the Rooster Teeth game show all about lying and deception. I'm your host, Jeremy Dooley, and today we're joined by a bunch of excellent liars. Or are they? Let's introduce our deceivers, starting with deceiver number 1, Chad James.
If that even is my name.
Oh, who knows? Introducing deceiver number 2, Fiona Nova.
Hello, hi.
And making his chump debut, deceiver number 3, Kerry Shawcross.
If that is even my real name.
Fucking shirt.
It's Chad.
Whoa.
Only
What you
2
got on
people
your
can
shirt?
sort out.
Oh, this shirt?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh yeah, Kerry.
Oh,
What
no,
about
no, this is just the first official I Have Notes notes. You know, I Have Notes, the animation podcast, every Thursday for first members and Friday for, or is it Friday and Saturday? I don't know.
I love it.
Shit. On roosterteeth.com? Yeah.
Hey, hang on. Only 2 people can sort out whether or not they're lying or telling the truth. The first being today's contestant, Barbara Dunkelman.
Hello, if that is
Hey,
my real
Barbara.
name, etc.
And the other person's you, the audience voting along at home. You know how it goes. You've been here before. Kerry. Yeah, that's a nice shirt, man. Those are
Hey,
print to
you
order,
know-
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's kind of a paper towel to order right now.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
you know,
Let's go
hey,
pick you.
hey, I can tell you one thing I'm not lying about is how
Yeah.
great this show is, and it'd be great if you could check it out
Well, where could we
Right?
watch it, Kerry?
God damn
on
it.
roosterteeth.com. Oh yeah, sequel
I
shirt.
look at that.
also have another shirt. Also, I don't have. I can't make my own. I have notes shirt. I can't do that.
Don't worry,
You're
we can
not
give you
allowed
one
to
when
do
we make
that.
them.
Okay,
All right.
love that.
Before we
Jeremy,
get too
your
far
show.
off of it, first off,
Yes.
Barbara, you're the contestant. Yours is your first time on the show. That I can see
It
my
is.
own reflection in Chad's
Yes, you can.
phone.
I did
Are
it in
you-
notes.
Are you confident at all? Do you think you're going to be able to sort out what if they're lying? Who do you know best? Stuff like that.
I might have some difficulty because I feel like I know these 3 people pretty well. Carrie, I've known the longest time. Fiona, I
And
think
you know
I've
I've
known the
never
least.
lied to you.
Carrie lies to me on a daily basis, and he has ever since I met him 8 years ago. So I don't know if I'll be able to crack
Okay.
Carrie, but I don't know. I feel like everyone's here is pretty genuine, so I don't know how they're going to lie to me and feel okay about that and be able to sleep at night.
Well, let's sort
Way
it
to lay
out
on the
by
pressure.
playing a game.
We
We're playing a
won't
game
sleep.
called Pushing the
Yeah.
Envelope. Roll the thing. Here's how Pushing the Envelope works. It's a staple game here at Chump. I have true facts about each of our deceivers in these envelopes. I'm going to shuffle them out and then read each person their facts. So it could be about them or it could be about someone else. Barbara is going to question each person for 60 seconds about their story. And then she needs to say whether or not they're lying or telling the truth. If she gets 2 or more right, she gets some points. 2 or more wrong, the deceivers get some points. Audience, you work a bit differently. I'll tell you about it in a second. So let's tell you everyone's facts. Right? I don't know what that was. Tell everyone's facts right now. Chad,
What was that?
Yes.
here's the true fact about Chad. Chad lived in a haunted house for 3 months without knowing.
Oh,
Specifically without knowing.
that last
Fiona.
part really got me.
Yeah, the without knowing. Fiona
Mhm.
was written a ticket for criminal trespassing when she was 17.
Yeah.
And then Carrie,
Barbara's already getting her notes ready.
Carrie.
also have
She has notes.
here's the true fact about Carrie. Carrie did a bow staff pop music routine for an elementary school talent show. A
What's
bow
bow
staff
staff?
pop. Well, you gotta ask him to find out.
I guess.
And so those are your true facts. Now, audience, what you are voting on is who actually lived in a haunted house for 3 months without knowing. Is it Chad, as he so claims? Is it Fiona, or is it Kerry? Use the hashtags accordingly to vote. Now, remember, you only get 1 vote, but you can change it at any point. So spamming the same name isn't going to get more votes
Doesn't
in.
work.
It's just that you can change from Chad to Fiona or Fiona to Carrie at any point. But once you're in and you're happy with it, nothing else to do. You're set.
Nothing else.
We're just trying not to break the chat. That's the only reason I'm hammering that.
Speaking of the chat, before you even said anything, they were just like, Chad's a liar, Chad's a liar, Chad's a liar. And then now you're like, oh, wait, no, I think that's true. So,
You death battle boys. Always lying.
we're always lying, right? horribly
Barbara, who
lying.
do you want to start with? It is up to you who you want to begin with.
Let's start with Carrie.
Start with
All
Carrie.
right.
You both have pop music routine. Barbara, you have 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go.
Carrie, what is bow staff?
It's like what the Ninja Turtles had, like the long stick. It's a bow.
So
You know.
when you refer to bow staff pop routine, what is that?
So when I was in Taekwondo, we used to perform at different events. Like we performed at basketball games and baseball games. And my instructor always liked to pick. We did like routines where we would like spin it around to like time to music, and he always picked popular songs. So when I had to do the talent show, I was like, "There's nothing weird with a fourth grader getting up on stage and using a bow staff to Backstreet Boys. That's not weird. I'll do that."
Okay. And how old were you when this happened?
I think it was like fourth grade. So 9.
Interesting.
I'm
Okay.
thirsty. Let me drink from my.
Barbara, get one last interesting.
I know
if
he's
I
lying.
Can I ask a question as well, Carrie?
Yes,
Because you really
please.
piqued my interest. What Backstreet Boys song?
It was. I'm afraid it's actually gonna be an NSYNC song, and I just don't know. And it may have actually been NSYNC. I think it was "I Want It That Way."
No, that's
That's
Backstreet Boys.
That's Backstreet
Okay,
Boys.
cool. That's what it was. Okay.
Nailed it. All right,
Nailed it.
Barbara,
Carrie, you
who do
are
you want to
my
go
fire.
My
one desire.
Hey, Barbara.
to?
It's
believe it.
already May. Okay, so we're good.
Oh,
see, now
my
that's-
God.
That's in sync, right?
Right.
Barbara?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who are you
no,
going
our-
to next?
We're still in
Let's
sync.
go
Yeah.
to Chad.
Okay.
Chad next. Okay, Chad, who claims he lived in a haunted house for 3 months without knowing. Barbara, are you ready?
Yes.
60 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go.
Chad, what time period in your life were you living in this house?
I was 18, so just out of high school.
And were you living with anybody else?
So it was actually April's house because we've been dating forever, and so it was when I was staying over there, and it took me 3 months for them to then tell me that their house was haunted.
Okay, what about the house was haunted? Like, how did you know it was haunted? What did they tell you was haunted about it?
So, well, the weird thing about it was like, so I would stay over there, and I've never had this feeling before in my life, but like I would walk out of like her bedroom to go to the bathroom. Her parents were cool; they would let me sleep over there. Looking back, that's kind of fucked up. But I would like walk out, and I would get this just horribly, just terrible feeling. I would literally run to the bathroom when I left her room if I needed to go to the bathroom in the night.
Okay. And then you said you only lived there for 3 months. So where did you go after that? Where did you live after the haunted house?
So like at the time I still had an apartment. It was just that I would stay over there a lot. And then it was after 3 months that then her and her brothers told me, they're like, "Oh yeah, the house is haunted." Like, and I have so much more to talk about, but okay.
But you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you want to, Chad. And I said when we were getting ready for this, I was like, try to keep your answers short because I know people can go, and I know Chad's one of them. Chad will just like
Don't worry,
I
we're
tried.
good.
I tried. I
Yeah.
tried to be very short.
You did well. Which means we have Fiona left. So
Hello.
Fiona, who
Last but not
received a
least.
ticket, was written a ticket for criminal trespassing when she was 17. All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have 60
Let's
seconds
go.
to ask her about this ordeal. Ready, set, go.
Fiona, where were you trespassing?
A park.
A park. And what time of night was it? Or what time of day? rather?
It was late. It was like around 11, 12, and you're not supposed to be in the park. Yeah.
Did how did you get a ticket? Was it like a bunch of cops or was it one person?
It was one cop car with about two people in it, and they came up. They tried to find us because we were all hidden in the park, in the playground, and it was really dark, and we were trying to hide and not get caught. but they found us eventually, put a flashlight on us.
How much did you get charged for that ticket?
I don't know. That's a dad thing that my dad knows. That.
Actually, that's actually a fair answer.
He refuses to tell me. He picked me up.
And you said you were 17.
Yes.
Correct. Did anyone else get a ticket other than you?
No, all of us did. We were 3.
3 people? Okay.
Okay, 3 people. We were 3.
I was like, wait, you were 3 years old?
We were 3 people.
Were you 17 or 3?
Oh, like the age. No, I meant like we were 3. Like we were 3 people.
Yeah. We were.
I'm sorry, little
3.
baby.
Understood.
You gotta get home.
Yeah.
Listen, baby. Ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking it. All right, so audience, you still have a little bit to get your votes in while we collect some thoughts from Barbara. Barbara, is there anyone straight outright you don't believe, or anyone that might be swaying you a bit?
Absolutely do not believe Carrie, and the reason I know that because the lie said perform this routine in high school, and he said he was in the 4th grade.
No, it didn't. No, it said elementary
Did it?
school. It did. It
said
did.
elementary.
school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Now, what do you
God
think,
damn, no,
Barbara?
that ruins everything. I was
Oh.
like straight off the bat. I guess I wrote
I
down
want
wrong in my
it
notes.
that way.
Mhm.
Tell me why.
8.
God, now I don't know
Oh, that
who to
just-
believe.
Ooh, that threw a wrench in everything right there.
Also, at first, the second I heard the lie about trespassing at 17, I'm like, absolutely, Chad, no question. But now, no, man. This is
All
a
right,
hard
well, collect
one.
those thoughts. Audience, your vote is now locked in. Thank you very much for your votes. We're
Cha-ching.
tabulating that with our special algorithm. All right, we're going to go down the line.
It's just an intern
Uh,
counting.
Yeah, it's just literally Christian,
Yeah.
like,
Just very furiously.
Oh shit!
we're going to go down the line, and all you have to do, Barbara, is tell me whether or not they're telling the truth or lying. So starting with Chad, who lived in a haunted house. Is Chad telling the truth or is Chad lying?
Chad's lying.
Chad is lying. You're locking that in?
You sure?
Lock in Chad as a
No.
liar. The answer is no, she isn't sure. Moving on to Fiona. Got a ticket for trespassing. Is Fiona telling the truth or lying?
I think Fiona's telling the truth.
You think Fiona is telling the truth about trespassing? Lock that in?
I could be completely wrong.
What? She didn't say yes, Nick! You
Locked
itchy
in?
trigger
No,
finger?
truth.
I'm locked in.
Okay,
Truth.
all right. It's locked in. I was waiting for the
Okay.
yes.
Too
You
late.
locked it in. And, it was, and that leaves Carrie. Do you think
So I think
Carrie
Carrie is lying.
You must think that he's lying, yeah, mathematically. All right, so we'll
Okay.
lock in Carrie as a liar. And there's him. God,
Just,
what a pop-up. All right,
That's a little distracting,
Let's
huh?
see.
You know what? I'll leave it.
before we reveal, let's see what the audience thought. Who actually lived in a haunted house? Chad, 37% think Chad is telling the truth. Very close, though. Gosh.
Okay.
Jeez, yeah.
Wow. So they were very split on who actually lived in a haunted house. So we're going to go down the line here, starting with Chad. You thought Chad was lying. Audience, you're hoping that he's telling the truth. I can reveal that Chad James was lying. You got that right, Barbara. He was telling a lie.
Damn, that
Audience,
was
bad
good,
news
Chad.
bears.
Thank you.
Bad news bears for you.
Because it is true. April's parents' house was haunted, for sure.
That I do
For
believe. I
sure.
saw that in your face when you were saying that.
Oh, yeah.
So looking good so far, Barbara. If you get one more right, then you get some points. And moving on to Fiona, who you thought was telling the truth about receiving a ticket. I can reveal that Fiona was lying. Fiona was not telling the truth. Barbara got that one
no.
wrong.
Wait a
Incorrect on
minute.
that one. And that leaves
Done.
Carrie,
Done.
who told a story about
Done.
doing a bow staff pop routine for elementary school. You thought he was lying. I reveal Carrie was telling the truth. The truth from Carrie. It's that way. Completely true.
What
Oh,
did you
Mr.
do for the
Snodgrass.
breakdown? Like, I feel like you're doing all this stuff, but then it's like, and then like the breakdown happens, and then you just like standing there, just holding this.
My mind is blown.
Chad,
Is
I
it
have
both
buried it
options?
so hard. I have buried it so hard in my memory that I don't remember
Never
anything
brought
about it
up.
besides doing it.
I can't help but imagine like lightsaber kid Like, you know,
Same.
like,
Oh, that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
The thing I remember the most is the distinct lack of applause when I was done. There's very few clap. There's very little
Alright.
clapping.
we're gonna hear more about that in the post show in Chump
Oh, thank
Change, so
you.
make sure to check out the post show.
Should have
And that
gone with my
means
damn gut
points.
instinct.
Points at the end of that round. The Deceivers got 1 point. So there you go. Not a lot of points. There can be a ton of points in that game, but right now Deceivers have 1, audience has 0, Barbara has 0. Are tied.
So I don't get a
with
point for
Chump.
getting the fact that Chad
Nope,
lied.
you needed at least. If you got 2 correct, you get a point. If you got 3 correct, you get 2 points.
And also,
Gotcha.
sorry,
So,
audience. I'm sorry. I
Since you
deceived
got 2 wrong, yeah,
Sorry,
Barbara,
Audie.
You're good.
nailed it. That you were like, when I thought about trespassing, that was Chad. You were right, totally right.
I should have
The
gone with my
delinquent
gut
he
on
is.
that, man. Yeah.
That was
But
the thing
now,
too. I don't know
time
what that
to,
says, but like the chat was immediately just like, "Oh, criminal trespassing. That's Chad." Like they just.
Hey, everybody. We're all facing a lot of uncertainty right now, but if we face it together, we'll make it through. While we have to stay physically apart, it's more important than ever to stay close to one another. Reach out to your friends and family. So send a text or pick up the phone. Get talking to people. We want to remind you that if you need support, you can reach out to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness and the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. You can get support for yourself and learn how to support others too. Visit NAMI.org or call 1-800-950-NAMI. That's 1-800-950-6264. And remember, people, you're not alone. We're in this together. Let's sort out some more truths and lies by moving on to a game called Did I Do That? Damn it! Every time I do the voice, the graphics a little late. There's like a silence. Damn it.
No, I thought
All
it was
right.
perfect.
I thought it
So-
was
That's
perfect.
no good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
In
that's
this
more Julia
brand new game, we've done it once before. We've already changed it up a little bit according to your feedback, as we very often do. But in this game, I will be telling a story, and this is either a true fact about myself or something that the Chump crew made up for me. Barbara will then question me for 60 seconds about this ordeal, and then the Deceivers will question me for 60 seconds about this ordeal, and we'll be going down the line. So Chad will ask the first question, Fiona will ask the second, Carrie, and then we'll just keep going down the line for 60 seconds. At the end of the game, I will be counting down from 3, and everyone will just put up their thumbs. Thumbs up if you think I'm telling the truth, thumbs down if you think that I'm lying. And for the Deceivers, majority rules. So if 2 of you think I'm lying, then your vote is lie. Audience, you are just doing yes or no. That's literally it. Hashtag yes and hashtag no. I've got my fact here. The fact about me. I saved a litter of puppies from a storm drain when I was 14. When I was 14 years old, I saved a litter of puppies from a storm drain. So, audience, you just have yes or no. You got a 50-50 on this one. Is that true or is it a lie? So, Barbara, we are starting with you. 60 seconds
All right.
on the clock. Ready, set, go.
How many puppies were there?
There were 4 puppies.
What breed?
I think they were like pit bully mix type things. There
How
was
did you
like
know that
pit
they-
in there.
How do you know what they were over there? Did you hear them?
I could hear them kind of like little yips coming from the storm drain.
How did you rescue them?
I climbed in. So it was one of those kind of big storm drains, and I sort of It's Always Sunny'd my way like into the goo.
Did you take them anywhere afterwards?
I took them to a vet. I didn't really know what to do with them. I just kind of handed them to my friends, and then we drove on bikes, or I guess road bikes, over to this vet that was kind of up the street and gave it to them.
How did you carry the dogs in your bicycle?
We used like these bungee cords, and we wrapped it around the handlebars and then around a box that we had found. So we had a box with the puppies in it and then bungee cords around them. I will say, in fairness, they weren't on my bike because I was notorious for crashing my bike.
Oh, that's good.
They were on my friend's
Safety
bike.
first.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So that's Barbara's questions. And now we're going to the Deceivers, starting with Chad and going down the line. So Chad, as soon as I'm done answering your question, it will just go to Fiona. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go.
You just dropped them off at the shelter, or did anyone adopt them? Did you give them out to anybody?
I have no idea if someone adopted them or not. They just kind of kept them. I was like, I don't know what to do with this, so they just kept them.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You said you lived in Boston. Now,
I live in
you
Burlington,
live in
Massachusetts.
Boston then? Oh,
No,
in Massachusetts.
I live in Burlington.
That
Yeah.
is country. I was gonna. Okay.
Gary?
What day of the week was it?
It was a weekend, so Saturday.
Okay.
I would guess.
Okay.
How old were you?
14. Fiona?
I know already.
Same.
All right, Gary?
Or he's doing the best
I know
job
you
faking lying.
Did you guys find the mom?
No. We did not
Okay.
find them. We suspect that they were put there.
Okay.
Like, we think
You guys
someone
have
might
not
have had
helped
a
me
litter.
at all.
No,
We suspected
I didn't. Honestly, I was trying to see if I could catch his like lying thing, because he does a lot of lying in Achievement Hunter. So I was trying to see.
Do you know his tell?
No, I'm trustworthy.
No,
I'm super
no.
See, that sounded like a lie. Completely.
But it's possible. Jeremy's insane. He will do reverse psychology and everything. Like, it's crazy.
See, that's what I'm
don't-
worried about. I'm
Be
worried
worried.
that it is a
Be
true story
worried.
that he intentionally did a really
He
bad
would
job
absolutely
telling.
do that. He would.
I am
absolutely
kind of
do
worried
that.
about that.
Be worried.
There's lots of worries around. There's lots of worries around. So, audience, you are getting, we got the last of your votes in right now. And so we're locking that in. And yes, I'm counting down from 3. And at the end of it, you're either doing a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Up for true, down for false. So,
This is hard.
Carrie, do you have any notes on that?
Do you have any notes?
Oh
on that?
man, if I did, it'd be on the podcast that I do that comes out. I forgot the day again. But you know what? Hey, let's focus on the show. Let's focus on the show. And not I have notes.
Great podcast.
Animation
All right.
podcast. Oh, thank you, bro.
It's a good podcast. So, counting down from 3. So, I'll say vote will be the last thing. And that's when you put up your
Shit.
thumb. So,
Shit.
3,
He always does this. He
2,
always does.
1, vote. Ooh, Fiona thinks that
I did a change. I
You
did a
think I'm
change. I
double-
wanted
you
to
think
see
I'm
you
doubling
react.
it.
I
You
wanted to
second
see how
guessed.
you reacted. I changed it.
I
See
gotta
how I
say, I
reacted.
don't know a single human being who could fit in a storm drain, so that's the only reason I'm voting no.
Well, it's also we
Look,
just
you know how
strapped them
small
with
I am?
bungee cords to the bikes, like. Oh, and then you're
That's
like,
what-
oh, that would
that's
be
what
fucked
got
up.
me.
With a box.
audience.
Look.
Let's see what you thought.
I just had to say yes.
That's weird.
Whoa.
I like the votes for yes, no, and Fiona.
I love yes. I vote Fiona every time.
Oh no.
Fiona
Every
2020.
single person thought I was lying. And yeah, I can reveal that Christian made this up. Christian,
Yeah.
damn it. You're right.
I
You're
was
right.
hoping you were doing some
Yeah.
reverse psychology.
No, the thing was with the bungee cords is we did do that with a turtle once.
Well, of course, that
Put
makes
a
sense.
card in the
That
spokes.
makes sense.
What? No, we put a turtle in a box and tied it to the handlebars because we wanted a pet turtle. We wanted a pet turtle, and we found a turtle.
There
Yeah,
are
they should
easier
be.
ways.
They are 100% easier
No,
ways,
but I think Barbara nailed the storm drain thing. As soon as I was like, how do I get the fucking about the storm drain? I don't know.
Well,
could just have
fucking
you, like, lay it on your
Pennywise can
stomach.
get in there.
Right? Yeah.
anyone
yeah.
can get in there. If that thing can get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if that thing, as they call it.
Jeremy, Pennywise, essentially the same
Yeah.
thing.
So that puts it at 1,
Damn it.
1, and 2 for the
Ooh.
scores, which
Nice,
means that
nice.
it's all coming down to our last game. Remember, it's not necessarily about winning; it's just about not losing. All right. So Barbara and the audience, you two are really competing for this one. All right, and we're moving on to our final game, which is called Out of Context.
See, now on that
So,
one, they cut you off a little bit.
Yeah, but they were. I think he's getting a little done with me. I think is the problem.
I think he should have
So-
said it in an Urkel voice. That would have been better.
Out of
Next time.
Out of context.
Hands up here. Out of Context is a game where we pull a social post from one of our 3 deceivers, and then Barbara gets to question each person for 45 seconds about the context of this social post. Now, we're doing something a little different this episode. Instead of putting up an actual post, we're putting up a picture that was with the post. So you
Oh.
don't see the, what's the word I'm looking for? The tagline
The
that goes along with the
caption.
caption. Caption's a good word for it.
Yeah, it is.
We're not putting up the
'Cause it's the
caption,
right one.
just the photo. So Barbara gets to question
Okay.
each person about why they posted this on social media. Without further ado, let's see this picture. It's that. That is the
Mhm.
picture. All right.
Mhm.
So one of the 3 people here posted that photo of what appears to be a ceiling. And now we're going to find out why. Audience, you're just voting on who actually posted this. Hashtag Chad, hashtag Carrie, hashtag Fiona in the chat.
Hashtag
Barbara,
I have
who do you
notes.
want to get? Hashtag I have notes. Barbara, who do you want to get context from first?
Let's start with Fiona this time.
Oh
Let's
my
start with
God,
Fiona.
It's me.
All right. So
All right.
Fiona, you are defending
Yeah.
why you posted such a picture. 45 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go.
Where is this picture?
It was my high school, not my high school, college.
Your college. Why did you take that photo?
So there was a cockroach on the ceiling, and it fell down on one of the students' head. And we just took that picture and we started laughing about it. Honestly, that picture's really long ago. I don't know. That's crazy that they dug up that freaking picture.
What was the text that went along with the picture? The caption, some might say.
God, it was something like cockroach fell on my friend's head at. I don't talk to her anymore, so I have no idea what her at was, but but it was just something stupid like that. I was also like 19, so
Okay. And you posted. Where did you
Yeah.
post it? Just Twitter.
just on Twitter.
All right, posted to Twitter. There's another
Barbara,
hashtag for you. in
strokes
case
are
you needed it.
weird.
I like it's a hashtag with spaces. Always the best.
Well, you know,
hashtags.
look. Shit. Shit.
Barbara,
Oh,
who are we
shit,
going to
man.
next?
Let's go to Chad.
Okay,
Going
good.
to
Give me a second to
Chad.
fix it.
All right, Chad James, you are defending this photo for 45
Oh, I gave
seconds. Ready, get set, go.
Chad, where did you take this photo?
It was a meeting room at work.
Why did you take the photo?
Because the light kept going out, and I slacked John Mace, and then he said to put in a ticket, so I thought it would be more fun to tweet it.
What did you say in the tweet?
Oh, I said, here's your ticket, and then I grabbed the URL, and then I submitted that as a ticket to my tweet.
Gotcha. How long ago did you post that?
It's probably like let's see, how long have I been here at our thing? About a year and a half ago, because this is at the animation building.
Okay. Who else was in the room with you?
Sam and Ben, because we were going over a Desk of Death battle script.
Okay.
All right, an online ticket submitted to John Mace. If that worked, let me know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's be real. Every time we ever message John, he's just like, submit a ticket, and I was just like,
Yeah.
eh, I'll be a dick.
I just
or he
asked if you
doesn't
wanted to
respond.
respond.
In Achievement Hunter's case, he'll just like a middle. We're out. You know.
Just
I
the
don't
emoji.
enter there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that leaves Carrie to learn the context of the ceiling. Barbara, you get 45 seconds to question Carrie. Ready? Get set. Go.
Gonna be the same questions. Carrie, where did you take this picture?
It was in my office at the animation building.
Okay, and why did you take it?
There was you know how like we get crickets sometimes? There was one like in the ceiling and I could hear it. It was kind of late at night.
Okay, and why did you take the photo then, if you could just hear a cricket?
I was really scared it was gonna fall on my head, and I was there kind of late, and I needed some emotional support.
Okay, what did you write in the tweet?
It was something like there's a cricket in the ceiling above me. One of us dies tonight.
Oh, that does sound like something you would say.
So there.
I think that's a compliment.
Context. There's the content. One of us dies tonight. The content.
What's
of
great is
the
like that does
stories.
sound like something he would say. Whether he was telling the truth or lying, it would still be something that he would
It's still,
say.
you can't erase that that's something Kerry would say, regardless
Absolutely.
of the outcome. So,
Would I be
audience, you're
able
still
to
voting on this.
see the photo again, just one last time? Is that possible?
We can definitely show the photo one last time. Yeah, let's pull that photo
Okay.
up again.
Fair.
There it is.
Mhm.
It looks like an exclamation point.
It does.
That's
Oh my
true.
god, it does.
Now I can't.
When
yeah.
when I showed my wife that's the first thing she said. She's like, "Ooh, an exclamation point." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" All right, so those are the three contexts. Before we get Barbara's answer, we need to lock in the chat's answer. So lock them in. You guys, you're done voting for the night.
Whoa,
This
boy.
episode of Chump is finished for you. Don't be a chump again. I think the audience has been chumps twice now in a row. Don't
Yeah.
do it. Don't.
Gosh.
So Barbara, now we need an answer from you.
Man, it could literally be any of these three people because these stories are definitely all in character.
Mhm.
I don't know that I recognize that ceiling from any of our buildings though, which is why I'm like confused. But
Were you in the
gonna
animation
go-
building a lot?
no, I guess I
Hmm.
didn't look at the ceiling ever in the animation building.
It is a rare place
as
to
we
look.
all do, we focus on
Yeah.
that corner,
Yeah,
right?
because like part
Yeah.
of what I'm thinking is like because Chad works over in the stage 5 area, I feel like he wouldn't care enough to submit a ticket necessarily for a different building. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
feel like that.
The context was I was at the animation building
Right.
then,
This is back then.
right?
Oh, gotcha.
Like at the time when I kept submitting tickets to John about the goddamn temperature, and then he would get anyway.
Yeah.
Leave John out of it.
I think
All
I
right.
think I'm gonna go with this is Fiona's tweet.
This is Fiona's tweet. Do you want to lock that in?
Yes, but I
Lock in
literally
Fiona.
have no idea.
Locked it
That's
in.
a very, very lax
uncertain
lock in
lock-in.
there. And speaking of lock in, let's see what the audience locked in as their answer.
Jeez.
Whoa! No one thought
Wow.
Fiona. It's a total opposite of Barbara. No one thought Fiona. 55%
Wow.
thought Chad. All right.
Okay.
So we have one for Fiona from the audience, and we have one for one for Chad from the audience, and one for Fiona from Barbara. And I can reveal that the person who tweeted this photo was Carrie Shawcross. So Carrie,
Okay.
I'm the one that lived.
Carrie, the one that lived. And we can show the actual tweet, right, with the caption. Do we have that? Do we have that picture ready? I didn't ask them before whether or not we do. There's a cricket hopping around in the ceiling above me. One of us dies tonight.
I
Exactly.
should have
like
gone
you
with my
said.
friggin' instinct every time. I question myself too much.
One of
Can
us
I?
dies.
I just
tonight.
want to say, I think when they sent that was from like 2017. I thought it was somebody else. I was like, who the fuck tweeted that? Oh, it was me. I don't remember that at all.
And also,
But,
I want to say something. I was reading chat. I absolutely went to college. People didn't believe me because they thought I
Bam.
didn't go to college. I was
Fiona didn't go to college.
absolutely gone to college.
Lie.
I love that you went, it was in my high school. No, my college. And the chat thought, oh, she fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got her.
Yeah.
Got her. All
It
right,
actually
so like
happened,
the
though,
deceivers. And the deceivers get 2 points for that round for fooling both the contestant and the audience. So 1-1 to 4, which means that we have a tie. We do need to name a chump. And because I kind of feel bad for the audience and it's Barbara's first time here,
I'm sorry.
I'm
audience.
going to name for the third episode of season 2, Barbara Dunkelman is going to be tonight. There it is.
Oh,
Look at
God.
that.
Yeah, it
Give me
works,
another
yeah.
one. Give me another one, you bitch. Come on.
Also, I want to point out that chump. Right. Oh, God. Careful.
Targeted.
Yeah, I love that the chumps hit everywhere on the screen except Barbara for the longest time.
Yeah.
They're like all over the place.
Yeah.
What I love is that
all right.
I clearly deceived the chat wholeheartedly throughout this whole episode. But Barb, I
That's very
feel like
good.
came in being like, I'm not going to believe a thing the chat says.
I don't believe a
Like,
thing, Chad.
Correct. And you know what? You were right. You were right to not believe the man.
True.
I don't think he didn't tell the truth. So that is our episode. Thank you very much for watching this one. And if you weren't watching here live, you could be watching here live because we stream this live on RTTV. It's free. You just sign up and you can play along in the chat. It's that easy.
Yeah.
And if you are a first member, we do have a post show called Chump Change where we talk about all the true stories you didn't get to hear in the actual show. So we're going to go film that. As for you guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
I have notes.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to let us know in the comments below who fooled you. And remember, if you want to play along live, all you need to do is head over to the Rooster Teeth site, sign up, and you can get in on the chat and voting yourself. See you next week, everybody.